give people time to do the chat thing.
Well, no. Yes,
It's turned on.
uh-huh.
I'll tell your mother. Carla? 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 It's turned on. These shoes feel so funny when just walking because they have that hard plate from end to end. There's not much bend in it, and I don't know, it's not like walking in, even boots, even steel-toed boots flex more than this.
I wonder if it'd be like those Japanese wood sandals.
Or Dutch clog things. Maybe like those. Or, well, I started to say snowshoes, but I shouldn't. I have no clue what it's like to walk in snowshoes. What time is it?
10:50.
10:50. 10:50. What time should I do a 10 or 12 mile per hour warm up?
You want to do that before announcements or after?
Before.
Maybe like 5 till.
Okay.
Give yourself time to warm up and recover from it and get your breath back to talking.
Okay. And I'll add a note. Standard for success. I'm going to talk about that before I try it. So, after that, turn on GoPro.
Want me to do it now?
Oh no, no, because the battery's not fully charged. Actually, there's no reason not to plug in, and then it's not using the battery. So this is the media mod. Okay. It would hurt if I step on your feet. This one in the middle is this kind of cable. I forget what it's USB. Okay. So is it on?
Not now.
Okay, now you can turn it on.
Okay.
Well, you turn it back there. Oh. So if it we can't do this
Okay.
because it will treat it like a live stream camera, and I want to record. Maybe I could record anyway, but I don't know how. So
So turn it off for now.
Yeah.
Record later. Okay.
yeah, I should have made sure battery fully charged, but I didn't.
Barb B says good morning.
Good morning, Barb. We did not. Barb is I think she's the head of the guild for the game I play called Seeker's Notes. And I think there's usually a guild game once a week, but I don't think we had one this past week. What time is it?
10:53.
10:53. Touch screen. Okay, I'm going to do guest. I'm going to do boot camp. I'm going to do running.
Libby says good morning and good luck.
Good morning, Libby. Thank you. So when I've been doing like 10, 12 mile per hour runs to warm up, have I been using incline or not? I don't either.
It's just a warm-up, so how about no incline?
Okay. Okay. I think I'll do 12. And I need to try to get my adrenaline up, so that will probably help. That will probably help. What's that cat doing? It's trying to chew the sofa.
He does that. And 55?
10:55. What does that mean?
You wanted to start your warm-up, huh?
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna try. 12. Do I wear the harness when I do 12?
Yeah.
I do.
Just in case.
Okay. I can't remember if I did. Okay, maybe I'll loosen this a little bit. Okay, warm up, 12 mile per hour. Okay. Then what? Okay. So the first one is I don't think I put it on that, but on this treadmill I added 2 strips of carpet because I'll show on the back edge. Normal shoes like this, on the sideboards, it doesn't slip, but these Sprint spikes, that's a hard plastic, and even the spiky bits up here, they're hard plastic, and so it slips off very easy. But I put the carpet there. It's attached with a couple of Velcro spots, and now no sliding. so that works. thought something felt odd. Okay. YouTube finally let me select a custom URL. So it's YouTube/C/Treadmill Sprinter. And I already have treadmillsprinter.com, which maybe that's even better. But I like having that custom URL. And I got it because over 100 people subscribed to my channel. They don't allow it without that. So thank you very much for subscribing. And Runner's World has an article coming out. It's still, last I heard, it's still expected the first week of March. It's online only. I have a new GoPro camera, Hero 9, that I got for live streaming to replace that camera. But I got the wrong cable, so I can't use it today for live streaming with taking the whole, I can't move it far enough away from the computer. So today I've got it set up to record 240 frames per second. It's going to record video when I'm doing my sprint. So then I can play it in slow motion, slowed down 8 times. My next track meet is in July, and they sent an email. They're planning to definitely do it so people can start making plans, but they're going to have protocols in place for breathing safety, pandemic protocols in place to protect the runners, the athletes. It's more than just running, throwing. Well, the Virginia Commonwealth Games is a lot more than that. It includes archery and bowling and everything else. But, okay. So that's that. So what's next?
Success standard.
Success standard. Okay. So, I couldn't find a good standard of success that some organization put out, so I created my own. It evolved over time, and what it's come to and what I've been using for now is, for me to consider myself successfully sprinting at 17 miles per hour, I've got to have a minimum of 3 steps at that speed, hands-free, 3 steps hands-free. It's okay, I'll have my hands on when I start, and I'll be doing the steps, but it's after I let go with both hands, that's when I start counting steps to the minimum of 3. And I have to get those 3 steps without seriously drifting backwards. Now, I can't, when I'm running, I'm going to move around a little bit forward and backward. I'm not counting that. But if I start off here and I immediately start coming back here, I'm running a little less than 17, the speed the treadmill's going. Okay, and then for incline, I've got a sliding scale for incline, and that seems to fit what I haven't seen anybody else with a chart of sliding scale, but this seems to fit what I've seen other people doing when they sprint at on a high-speed treadmill at 25 miles per hour. They're using a 2 or 2.5% incline, and I think they're doing that to compensate for lack of wind resistance. That's my guess, and I'm guessing that like from 2 to 2.5, from 0 to 2.5 miles per hour, wind resistance is insignificant, so that's why the 0 there. And then somebody commented on one of my videos. His username is Scott Bike Dog like bicycle. He had several comments and tips to help me out, and so he mentioned wind resistance, and so one of the things that a treadmill is famous for is no wind resistance. Except that's wrong. It's almost right, but it's partially wrong. So on a treadmill, regardless of how fast, if I'm running 17 miles per hour, there's no wind resistance on my chest, on my torso, and my head. But my arms and legs, especially my hands and feet, my feet will be running, doing like this, pretty fast. And there's some air there that has to move through, so that's a little bit of wind resistance. It's air resistance. So, okay, now this big sprint. Okay, I think I've gotten it's excited some now. Okay, now it's time to turn on GoPro. Turn on. And start recording. Okay. It shows blank, no picture on this side.
It's showing on.
You saw a picture? Just touch it. Just don't touch the. You can touch the screen, not the buttons. What?
Talking about repairing files.
Uh-oh.
Alright, let's try again. It looks like it's recording.
Okay. I see a clock running on this side, but I don't see a picture. Maybe that's a setting. Okay, anyway, that is going 240 frames per second. Restart this. I'm going to do 1.5, which is the minimum for success at 17 miles per hour, according to my standard. And I'm going to do 17 miles per hour. 17. Okay, 17. Did I get at least 3?
As it's slowing down.
As it's slowing down. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Equipment is, I've seen this before, and it requires a reboot. I'm sorry about that. It's too bad I already did the what's the announcement. I could do that while waiting for reboot. It's not extreme fast reboot. I could do this while it's rebooting. Oh, I didn't talk about a Memento. I can talk about a Memento while I'm waiting. This is a little figurine, kind of rubbery, called SQL Gal. Her shirt says Microsoft SQL Server. She's wearing dark glasses and she's got a coat like the Neo character in the Matrix movies. And the last few years of my IT career, I was a SQL Server expert. I was back when I was smart, before dementia got worse and before encephalitis. But that's a memento for working for Microsoft with SQL Server. Oh, is the camera still on?
Still got a red blinking light.
Oh, okay. Because I'm going to try that again. Okay, but I'm going to wipe my nose. Please wait. ready? Guest. Boot camp. When that error happened before, I came up with a theory that the pounding was irregular, and that's triggered some circuit, detection circuit, that it thinks that, you know, if a chair fell against it or something, then it would do what it did. So I'll just try to run smoother, I guess. Okay, 16. 17.0 miles per hour. I've been waiting a long time for that. 17 miles per hour. I read, did you put the thing up? I read 17 miles per hour. So I've been improving approximately 1/10 of a mile per hour per week. And if I can keep that up, then it will be about 4 months until I get the maximum speed this treadmill can go. That's 18.6 miles per hour. My chart. So I succeeded at 17 miles per hour. After I'm going to talk about my options in the future for going faster than this machine can go. And let me get this back where I expect it. Okay, pause. Okay, that's what I expect. Okay. So according to my Speed-Incline Equivalency chart, which has always been pretty accurate predictor up until now, I had, you know, my chart when I was going much slower, but with incline, my chart indicated I should be able to go faster. That was the first time I got a really good check of that was my old Reebok treadmill. I got it up to 12 miles per hour as fast as it would go, and 12% incline as high as it would go. And I was sprinting up to 30 seconds. My chart indicated I should be able to sprint 15 or 15 and a half miles per hour with no incline. And Carla took me to a place that had a 14 mile per hour treadmill. And I stood on the sides, I set it to 14, it got going to 14, and I did a hop-on sprint, and it felt easy, which was an indication that my equivalency chart was accurate for that, for 12 and 12 being approximately equal to 15. And then later, when I bought a 16 mile per hour treadmill, I was barely able to get out 3 steps at 16 miles per hour when we went to check it out and buy it. So I could possibly set it to no incline and reach or exceed the speed of this thing now. But I don't want to try that yet. So in the past few weeks, after I do the 1.5, I've tried 4% incline and 6% incline at the same speed. I'm going to do that again in a minute with 17 miles per hour. I'm gonna jump to 6% incline and try that. But just going by last week I did 16.9 miles per hour at a 6% incline, and that was equal to 19.9 miles per hour with no incline. So that indicates I might be able to do that now. But going back each week, it was 19.9, 19.7, 19.6, 19.5. So yeah, I might could go faster than that, than the speed I'm doing if I did no incline. But for one thing, I want some incline to compensate for wind resistance. But also, I like having that cushion in training. I'm not sure how to explain it good. But what I do during the week, like last week, I succeeded at 16.9 miles per hour at 6% incline. And then during training during the week, I try to do 16.9 at 6% over and over again and try to get more steps per sprint. And that's how I try to get better. And sometimes I'll increase like to 8% incline. And I like trying to improve that way. And I don't want to have to I don't want to do training without incline unless it gets to the point where I can't test myself otherwise. Okay, I really got rambly. I didn't explain that well, but I tried. Okay, now options. Is it you already show? Okay, so I asked Technogym to adjust this treadmill to allow it to go faster than 18.6 miles per hour. And they said no. And it seems plausible to me because this has such a powerful motor, 10 horsepower. And because this tread, the slats on bearings, is the same technology they use for the Technogym Skill Mill, which is a curved manual treadmill, and it has no speed limit. So that belt and those bearings are capable of going 25 miles per hour or faster. So this uses the same thing. So this part of the treadmill should be able to go faster than 18.6, seems to me. Seems to me this motor could go faster than 18.6. Now, the email they had in an explanation as saying, no, they won't do that for me, is, I'll mention this. That's a big favor I'm asking them, and they already did a big favor for me by turning off the user not detected thing. That's very important for me to be able to do hop-on sprints. It's a very peace of mind. I don't have to rush and think about that. But in the email, they didn't say, so they said something about when they designed this thing, they calculated what the maximum speed should be. Okay, but they didn't explain the process that they used. And without me knowing what process they used, I'm not convinced that it's not capable of going faster. For instance, this tether has a safety rating of like 3,000 pounds. You could put 3,000, they warranty it for 3,000 pounds if you don't have any knots in it. Knots weakens it. But before it would break. But that doesn't mean it would break at 3,001 pounds. They probably tested this to the failure point at like 6,000 pounds. And there are standards they have for such things. They have to have a big safety cushion. Same thing with step ladders and like that. So I'm sure they have a safety margin in this. And okay, they don't want to exceed their safety margin. But what if, did they test it to the point of failure? I don't know. Or did they just use engineering calculations as to what they expected the failure point would be? And if they tested it to the point of failure, which parts failed? So I don't know those things, but at any rate, they said no. But so another option is, and I don't know if maybe they're already thinking about this, maybe they've already ruled this out, but this is a Skill Run Unity 7000, which is an upgrade from the Skill Run Unity 5000, which was an upgrade from the Skill Run TX 500. So they've been coming out with improvements to the Skill Run. And it seems to me like a great upgrade for the next version of the Skill Run could be faster. So now if that's 3 years from now, that's not going to help me this year. But that's a very long shot, I'm guessing, but it's possible. So this number 3 is something that is certainly possible. I could sell this Skill Run, and I could buy a 24 mile per hour Tough Tread treadmill. And I've already been in touch with a salesperson from Tough Tread, and he would love to sell me one of his treadmills. But it goes 24 miles per hour. It doesn't have a lot of the features. It's not as pretty. It doesn't have the parachute. It does have sled pushing. It's kind of industrial looking, or at least the other models I've seen of theirs. But 24 miles per hour. Okay, and there's that would cost money. I probably wouldn't be able to sell this for as much as I paid for it. And that 24 mile per hour treadmill is not cheap. Although it's cheaper than the Woodway ELG. Woodway ELG is $30,000, and that's without a safety arch. This 24 mile per hour Tough Tread, apparently I could get with taxes and delivery in the neighborhood of $17,000, which is about what I paid for this. But that would cost money if I were to sell this and buy that one. So here's an option that might not cost any money, and that's training at home on this treadmill at 18.6 miles per hour, increasing incline, increasing time with each sprint, and occasionally attempting to find out what is my actual. So my chart says what equal energy is to faster speeds and no incline, but that's not the same as your feet actually moving that faster. And to test actually moving my feet faster, there's the closest research facility I've found so far is at a university 20 miles from here, and I've sent them an inquiry by email. I tried phone and nobody answered, so they had an email address. I sent an email, but they haven't replied to the email yet. And then lastly, I've already had somebody say, why don't you just get a curved motorless treadmill, manual treadmill? I considered that, and one of the big things about those nice curved motorless treadmills is no top speed, no maximum speed. Okay, it will let you sprint as fast as your body can sprint. How fast is that? Well, they've got a little device on there that tells you your speed and distance and maybe calories or something else. But the speed, I've seen videos of people with name brand curved treadmills, and the speed indicator was worthless for short sprints, like 10 seconds, because they have a giant latency, a lag. So one guy, he starts off the manual treadmill and it's going, and he's gotten several steps into it and it still shows 0 miles per hour. And then he keeps going, he's going faster and faster, he's constantly speeding up, and then it jumps from like 4-point-something miles per hour to like 8-point-something miles per hour. That's not accurate enough. So that particular guy was was very upset. He was hoping that he was going to do one and hit 19 miles per hour. And that thing only showed 18, so he got to his fastest peak and then he came off of it real fast. And that thing only showed 18 point something miles per hour. But maybe he actually went 19 miles per hour, and that device just wasn't, the sensor, they've got this multi-$1,000 piece of equipment and a 25-cent speed sensor on it. And so I would very much like to have a curved treadmill, but if and only if somebody starts making one that has no latency in the speed indicator, number one, and number two, because especially for me with dementia, I'm sprinting and I'm just concentrating doing as fast as I can. I'm not paying attention to what that thing says. A lot of those screens on the motorless treadmills, okay, I hit my top speed, I slow down, I stop, and the screen's blank. How fast did you go? Well, if you had a video camera on it, you can replay your video. So I want one that says, that stays on and says, here's what your maximum speed you reached was. That's, if somebody makes one of those, I want to be first in line to buy one. Okay, I'm sorry, I got on a rant. Is anybody still watching? This is, wow, very long time. I should have not talked so much. I'm going to try. Oh, I messed up. I logged in as me instead of guest. I'll go ahead and do it this way as me. I have to delete the... Why is it doing... It's not... Oh, that was a... Oh, I messed that... Okay, that's probably out of battery. The GoPro. But it was still running when I... It was still running when I did that. Okay, the second time. Okay. What am I doing? 6% incline, and I'm gonna try 17 miles per hour at 6%. Okay. 17.
Barb says she's still here, and Marcus from Techno Gym says he's inquiring about whether it's been tested faster than 18.6.
Thank you! Maybe, so, after you hear back from whoever you inquire with, YouTube will turn this live stream into a video. And maybe you could put a comment in the video, or if you want to keep it private, I put my email address. I think you go to my channel, go to the About page. There's a place that says something about email. You have to click a button that says, I want to see the email address. And then it will show you my email address. And you can send it to my email.
Barb and Libby say great job.
Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Libby. 17 miles per hour. Oh, I'm going to change the logo. For all this time, my channel has had that I ran 16 miles per hour logo. I'm going to change that. I'm probably going to collapse pretty soon from being tired, once the excitement dies down again. But then I'll rest a few hours and then I'll just start work on change that logo. I'm going to try again. I'm going to do 17. I'm going to do 1.5 again. I don't know why. Hit my hand on the handlebar. I didn't expect to do that. I love this treadmill. I just wish I could get it faster.
Marcus is the director of services. He sent you that email.
Oh, thank you, Marcus. I'm sorry, I probably saw your name, and I have memory problems. I have mild cognitive impairment, amnestic type. And the amnestic means that the worst part of my dementia is memory. And some things will go in and stick right away. Things I don't care about. Other things I care about, I can't make them stick no matter how hard I try. Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't remember your name, but 17 miles per hour. I think I'm gonna have a big crash. I forgot to take this off.